I'm sorry. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Christian Jones. I teach at Inglewood Elementary. And this past summer, I had the experience of working at the water treatment facility for the city of Rocky Mount. All right. So currently, I titled my project Surviving and Sustaining Water Matters in Hatchet, which is currently what we're reading in fourth grade. And I tied it with the Rocky Mount Water Filtration System. So again, I'm Christian. I teach at Inglewood Elementary. I teach all subjects, so this was kind of cool. It's my first year teaching reading. I'm usually a math guru, but I was like, I'll do it. And again, I worked at the Water Resource Center. So our essential question for today is, how does understanding real-world water purification system help us connect to Brian's survival experience in Hatchet? So I don't know if you're familiar with the book, but Brian is flying in a plane to Canada because his parents just got a divorce. The plane crashes, and he has to survive in the wilderness. This common theme teaching about hard work pays off, or just, perseverance. Our standard alignment was we are referring to details and examples in a text when explaining what the text says explicitly and when drawing inferences from within the text. Tie this to the science standard as well as obtain, evaluate, and communicate information to compare solutions to environmental problems impacting plants and animals. And the PBL part of this was to apply the design process to create a working water filtration model. So we also not read this whole survival handbook, but there are pieces in it that tie back to Hatchet. Again, we read testing new plants in the wilderness. We also read how to set up a camp. And they do have in here how to filter water if you are in the wilderness. If you do plan to go camping, I would just say this is a book you might want to get. It is really good. I didn't know it existed. And this is the book that we're reading currently in fourth grade. This is a complex model of what your water goes through if you live in the city of Rocky Mount. I was allowed at this time to use a presentation that Jim had put together to kind of teach a mini lesson to my kids about where their water comes from and getting it off the river and what actually happens on a day-to-day process at the water treatment plant. So what my students did to work on this, we inverted a gallon jug, and they were able to use cotton balls to stuff at the bottom to kind of collect the last particles of dirt that they get. That's them stuffing the cotton in. And then once we did that, we layered it with charcoal. Some of the smaller pieces of the charcoal kind of moved to the bottom sediment, but we were able to build another layer, and then we used the fine gravel sand to put over top of the charcoal, and then we used, if you look in that picture you can see, but it's a little thicker layer of dirt that kind of helps filtrate and add nutrients to water as well. Once we added the water, we kind of just had the waiting process of letting it filter through. So once we did all of that, it was kind of cool to just hear what the kids were experiencing, how they were able to explain the process. I had them write out the steps before to make the process go a little easier. They also wrote like what you felt or did during this. I don't have any actual samples of what they did, but as I was thinking, to take this a little further for fourth grade, I would like to have them test their findings and record the data. So you can have water testing kits, see if the pH changed, or it's just physical properties of the water could have changed or what happened. And this kind of carries right into fifth grade. because it is allowing students to carry out investigations by creating new substances. So they could use vinegar or baking soda to create a chemical change right in the classroom. Same project, just a different manipulative. So I would like to just give a thanks to STEP for allowing me to learn a new process, and to the City of Rocky Mount Water Treatment Facility, because it was the things that they do I knew existed here in Rocky Mount. So just seeing how they move on a day-to-day basis, it was amazing to me. Yep, and that's it. Thank you.